I knew about it in the last Test match. Him and I had a number of discussions around the subject, and when we came to Durban, knowing that it was his last Test match, we brought in Doc Moos, our manager, and started chatting. I mean, Jake's in his humble way, wants to keep things as low key as possible, and I think that I think in many ways he would have preferred if no one had known, and he just finished up that way. But I think in the end, the right process, and I think for Jake's, it's been respectful, it's been handled in the right way, and we've managed to win as a team and perform well, which I think for him is what he always wanted. I don't think he wanted to get in the way of our performance. So in the end, I think it's been fitting that we've won the Test match, and I think for him, obviously the 100, but winning the Test match is probably his highlight of the last 5 days, I would think.
Yeah, I'd probably planned it with Graeme for a little while, and spoke to Bouchy for a while, and with Dave, and just tried to plan it correctly. It was totally my call. There was no outside influences or anything. I just felt that I just lost that little bit of an edge on Test cricket, because mentally it is quite tough over the 5 days, and I've always been a person, if I can't give 100%, then I don't want to be bringing the team down. So I just felt that I'd had 18 wonderful years, and woke up and said, I think it's time. I think it is the right time. I think there's always going to be questions whether it is right or isn't right. And in my mind, I'm 100% convinced that it is. When I started the game or started playing for South Africa, I said I wanted to leave South African cricket in a better state than when I joined it. Hopefully I've done that. Not in my wildest dreams. That first Test match that I played, I remember being a nervous little kid, and at that stage you don't know much about the game, you don't know much about your own game. Even when I played, garden cricket with my sister when I was a youngster, and with my mates, you dream of playing for South Africa, but to play 166 Test matches, I don't think anyone ever dreams of that. And I've been very fortunate and lucky and blessed to be able to do that. And I'm just thankful for every game that I played. Every game that I played, I felt was a privilege, right, and up until the last one, and always gave whatever I had for in certain situations. Probably throughout my career took a little bit of flack at times, but made decisions that I always thought was best for the team and what the team required. And not always, people didn't always agree with it, but at the time it was never selfish decisions. It was always what I thought was best at the time.
I think I need to state that I don't think we're ever going to replace Jacques, and I think the sooner we face up to that fact, the better. He's with 13,000 runs and almost 300 wickets, 200 catches, and the type of personality and experience that he brings to our team is. And I think that the goal is to hopefully get tactically smart, tactically right in the next Test match. AB offers us an all-rounder role with the keeping gloves, so it allows us an opportunity to maybe look at an all-rounder or an extra batter, or whatever the conditions suit. We certainly can make those decisions going forward. But I don't think that anyone should be, whoever gets picked in the next Test match, anyone should be labelled with Jacques' replacement. I mean, it's an opportunity for someone to come and make their mark and stamp their authority on their own career now. I think what Jacques has left with this team and in his career is huge. And I think it's important that the next guy gets a fresh start.
No, I've never played the game for records and stats and all that kind of stuff. I've always played the game to try and make the best calls and play the situation of the game. Records have never been important to me. It's maybe one day when I'm now finished, I can look back with pride what I've achieved. But it was certainly never at the front of my thinking to try and beat certain records and that. No, he was an incredible player, and I don't think that'll get beaten very easily to do that. But very proud of what I've achieved. To be just amongst the those guys that have achieved what they have, 10,000 plus runs, it is something that I'm very proud of.
Well, the future is the next month's Ram Slam. And then it's obviously a very big Australian series, and I think our preparation for that is going to be key. Again, it's another month off for the Test side and then having to go into a big series. So, I think we're really hitting our straps now. If we had a couple more Test matches coming on, I think we'll just be getting better and better again. So our preparation is going to be key, but it's setting up wonderfully for an exciting series. Australia doing well, we've done well, we've had success over them the last couple of times we've played. So, I'm sure everyone's excited about it. I know we are.